The FCS College Football Experience Week 11 preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is offering new users a $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time has last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Use the promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, the FCS college football experience, week 11 preview and picks episode. We have a loaded slate as the road to Frisco continues on. And I'm excited to be able to break down these games for you and just talk about the thing that is awesome to me, FCS college football. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Let's go. Pretend like it never happened and get along with your life. That's football mentality. Next play up. Let's go. I am joined by, they call him the Gulf Coast Guru. He's out there on power boats in South Florida. I know, look, you tune into this show. You see him hanging out in his living room. All right. Don't worry. All right. That's his downtime. Most of the time he's out there on those power boats finding winners, deep sea fishing for winners. It's going to tell you to take Drake on the money line. You don't just go to the, shallow waters to get that. You got to go deep into that Gulf of Mexico. Give it up for the Gulf Coast Guru, aka Mike Rose. How you doing, brother?
Brother, whether it's wrestling gators, punching sharks, swimming with the mermaids, I don't care. This Saturday, all that's off to the side. Pontoon boat full of TVs. We got a loaded slate. I'm stoked. Let's do it.
Yes. Shout out to the chat. You can watch this show, youtube.com/the college experience. And Nathan Cerner's already talking college basketball. I host the college basketball experience, folks, and we'll be live a little bit earlier tonight, around 8 o'clock, 8:30 ish, somewhere in there Pacific time. So stay tuned. Every single night of the college basketball season, we are live doing the damn thing. As I know your Youngstown State boys go to Ann Arbor tomorrow, big time matchup. But look, this is an FCS football show. We'll talk about all those basketball matchups on the basketball show. Let's jump into this though. Well, we got a Friday night game. Not necessarily the greatest of Friday night games, but Grambling, who's been a roller coaster to bet. They're heading to Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Simmons Bank Field there in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. This game's on ESPNU. Grambling won 36-10 a season ago. So when I see this line sitting there at Grambling minus 10.5, it's a Friday night game. It's alone. when there's only 3 Friday night games, I pretty much say I'm going to bet every game. What are you doing here, Mike?
Yeah, man. Well, first I'm going to pen a letter to the NCAA and talk about let's get some better FCS games. Let's get FCS games on Thursday. Let's go. Let's pile these things in there, man. What are they doing? 1 game on a Friday and you give us this. But, man, 10.5 with Hugh on the road. That's a little rough. I'm not going to lock it up with you, even though I probably will bet this because it's the only one tomorrow. But I'm going Grambling with you.
Alrighty, let's jump over to Saturday's action because Matthew Saluka has missed the past 2 weeks for Holy Cross. The Crusaders head to Mikey Stadium there in West Point, New York, right along the Hudson River. I remember talking to Randy Cross, the old San Francisco 49er. Great. Shout out to Randy. Great guy. Had him on the show a bunch of times and he told me that's his favorite stadium in college football. All right. So awesome setting, old school rivalry. They've been playing since the early 1900s and it's renewed. Actually, the last time they played in 2002, Holy Cross, the Crusaders knocked off the Black Knights. So potential revenge spot for anyone that was with the program back then. Army's laying 14.5. This is the perfect letdown spot. They just beat Air Force in the way they beat Air Force. I think Holy Cross covers this. I think they might even win it. What are you doing here?
Yeah, buddy. Holy Cross is a live dog here. I think if Mr. Matthew Saluka plays, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, you said it, perfect spot. Army coming off of that big win over the Air Force. Being a former service member myself, if there's one thing I know, Army boys can party. Going out and partying all week, I'm sure. A little bit of discipline, but hey, they still go do it. I'm locking up Holy Cross with you.
Yeah, I mean they were in Denver. You know what I mean? They went to Denver, support the team. Doing Jaeger bombs all day,
tripping on mushrooms. God,
there you go. Right. All right. Look, and shout out to anyone out there who's been a part of the services. I'm just an idiot that gets talking to a microphone. Luckily, I have the freedom of a bunch of brave motherfuckers like Mike Rose here, Gulf Coast Guru, that are willing to lay it on the line while I'll Pick Dundee sits here and picks his ass. All right. That I can appreciate. So respect to anybody in the services. I know Terrell Furman Jr., Air Force, yourself. We got a lot of love for you guys. So next up we go to, and obviously we want to monitor that Matthew Saluka situation. He was questionable last week, didn't play. Anyway, New Hampshire heading to Monmouth. I mean, both teams rather disappointing a little bit this year. New Hampshire won by 10 a year ago. Kessler Stadium in Long Beach, New Jersey, on Flow Sports. So good luck watching this. I got it here at the studio, but I know there's a motherfucker out there. Monmouth's laying 2. I still think New Hampshire's the better team. Give me New Hampshire on the money line. What are you doing here, Mike?
Yeah. It's a tricky one. I kind of still expected New Hampshire to be a favorite. A little surprised, but I understand why. Tough pick because Monmouth maybe has a little more momentum. New Hampshire really, really disappointing, but I'm also going to join with you. I do think New Hampshire's more talented, so I'm going with that.
Yeah, even though they've been disappointing as hell. So it's I'm probably going to bet this just because I believe they're the more talented team, but they've definitely let us down a lot of times this season. Carrying on, next up we jump over to the great matchup between Charleston Southern and Robert Morris. It's the one we've all been waiting for. So, I mean, Bob Morris is 3-6. Bernard Clark showing signs of life, beating Southeast Missouri State SEMO, and the way they beat them. I mean, I know it was a 1-point win, but I'm just saying they kind of put it to them. They were up 14-0 early in that game. I mean, I can dig it here. And Charleston Southern's 4-5. Somehow Charleston Southern has a better record. Southern's laying 5 on the road. I'm riding momentum. Give me Bob Morris. And Charleston, South Carolina's kind of warm. You got to go up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or what is it? Moon Township, Pennsylvania? No. Robert Morris wins it on the money line. What are you doing here?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna jump in with you. I'm not fading my boys now. I've been riding them all year. Bobby Morris coming off a big win, but 5 on the road with Charleston Southern. No way. I'm gonna take the points as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving along, Norfolk State's taking on Delaware State. This game, not my favorite matchup on the slate, but here we are. Why can't I find my nugget about this? Okay. This is at Alumni Stadium there. Delaware State won by 21 a season ago. Revenge on the mind. Norfolk State's laying 23 though. Too many points. Give me Delaware State. Norfolk State gets the win though. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a more serviceable line there because Norfolk State definitely the way better team. I know you look at their record, C2-7, and kind of think, this game sucks. But Norfolk's been chippy all year. However, 23 on the road, I can't do it either. I'm going to take the points with the Hornets there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too many. Even though they've been ass,
they're terrible.
You know what I mean? Like they've been ass, but I just don't feel confident. Let's jump over to Princeton, New Jersey, where a big time matchup is being played. Folks, if you love college football, I urge you to watch this game. These two have been playing since 1873. 1873, folks. It's one of the best rivalries. I mean, there's a lot of really good rivalries in college football, but any of these old school ones, you gotta love that. This is the 145th total meeting. Princeton lost last year 24-20, even though they won the opener back in 1873, 3-0. It's classic. My type of score. So they are heading to Princeton, New Jersey. I'm sorry. Yale is heading to Princeton, New Jersey, where they are catching, they are laying 6 points in Princeton, New Jersey. No. It was a 4-point game last year. Princeton lost. They're 4-4. They thought they had the conference until fucking Dartmouth came in there. Revenge spot. Blake Strenstrom, son of Steve, gets it done and takes down the Yale Bulldogs. What are you doing here?
Yeah, man, I think Yale's going to win this game. I think they're the better team, and I have trouble seeing Princeton beating both Harvard and Yale this year. They already knocked off Harvard earlier in the season. However, 6 points on the road, I'm not feeling that. I think this is more of a 3-point situation, so I'm going Yale to win, but I'm taking the points with Princeton there at home.
The Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. Heading into Youngstown, Ohio, to the icebox, the frigid icebox. Arnold Stamball Stadium. Last year South Dakota State won this matchup by 31 points. Or no, 2 years ago. They didn't play last year. This year, things are a bit different. Youngstown is getting 15.5 points. I'm with you, buddy. If anyone's going to get South Dakota State, it's going to be right here. Give me the 15.5 in the Penguins. And I just don't think I can lock it though. What are you doing here?
Oh man. Hey, listen, Ohio, they went up there and they just legalized recreational marijuana. So we're calm for this game. Everybody's nice, stoned out, relaxing. Who got a better chance at South Dakota State this year than Youngstown State, I say, because most of their games, I think they had Southern Illinois on the road, the Jackrabbits did, but a lot of their tougher games have been at home. This one, they're on the road. They're coming off the Dakota Marker game. Big win over the rival. The season's over for them. They're the 1 seed. It doesn't matter what happens from here. So here's what I'm going to say. Youngstown State's in a really, really good spot. Do I think they're going to beat them? I don't know, but we're going to Gwin up. We're going to go Gwins. I'm locking my Penguins. This is a good spot.
All right. You sold me. I want to look for a dog. Let's go. Lock up the Penguins to cover 15.5 at home at the Icebox. Nobody goes into the Ice House. Do you remember Ice House beer? Whatever happened to that company? Used to drink Ice House beer a long time ago.
I think it's still out there somewhere.
Still out there in the universe. I need to get myself an ice house. Let us know if you're drinking ice house.
Steel Reserve came in and encroached on the market. You know?
That's true, and that's definitely true. I bet you. See, I once when I was like 18, I thought ice house was good. I haven't had it in so long. I bet you if I tried it, it'd be horrible because your taste buds are all fucked up. You're drinking, God knows what. The vacuum company Wagner is heading to the fucking Long Island Sharks, right? And they're the fucking Sharks are laying 15.5 points. They're in fucking Long Island. Is on the NEC Front Row app. Is fucking free to get, folks. Wagner won by 11 points a season ago in their lone win. But you think that was at Wagner? You think they're gonna be able to go into the fucking Sharks Stadium and get the dub? You're fucking crazy. The Sharks win it. However, Wagner covers. Give me the 15.5. What are you doing here?
Props to you for keeping the accent for so long. I like it. Man, at some point, probably going to have to disagree with you, and I'm probably going to have to take a favorite here as well. But this isn't the spot, man. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Wagner as well. Borderline lock territory. I think this is a little generous towards LIU with 15.5.
I'll lock it. I'll bet this.
All right, I'm in.
I'll bet this. Let's go. Sorry, you fucking Sharks. You're gonna do good. You can still win the game. Just the fucking Wagner team's got to come through here and win. All right. Still love my fucking Sharks. Next up, we jump on over to this matchup. Intriguing for some. Central Connecticut State heading to Merrimack. I can no longer play the Warriors come out and play because they came for me. I don't know how. They found me on the internet. They hit me with the fucking possible lawsuit. I can't play it. I can't play it anymore. I just got to mimic it. And I don't do that one good. Central Connecticut State though, a bit of a mystery team this year. Merrimack's laying 9.5. I mean, I kind of like laying the 9.5 here. Like I could be talked into a lock, but I'm definitely laying the 9.5. What are you doing here?
I'll talk you into a lock, man. I mean, Merrimack's not completely dead here. Central Connecticut State, the real Blue Devils. I know we say that, but they're actually kind of ass. So Merrimack, they need this game.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Warriors come out and play. Terrible rendition. I apologize. Just lost followers.
You're still in the Long Island voice, I think.
yeah, that's probably what it is. But didn't that take place in Long Island? Have you ever seen the movie The Warriors? That movie's fucking that's a classic movie.
With the bottles on the hands or the fingers.
I'm terrified. I am terrified of the future because I read an article like 6 months ago that like Amazon Prime wants to do a TV series on the Warriors, and I'm like, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. You already fucked up Willow. All right, don't touch it.
There's gonna be a couple trans ones. Who God only knows. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, back then there might have been some too. I don't know. But yeah, you never know. I mean, they'll definitely cram shit down our throats. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Hollywood. I feel like is like it feels force fed these days. You know what I mean? Everything stereotypical. I guess it's kind of worked out back then too. I was watching like the movie Cocktail with my wife, and Tom Cruise just gets a pass for fucking this old woman. Like Elizabeth Shue's just like, yeah. And my wife's like, what the fuck? As a guy, I didn't understand. Like, I just accepted that shit back in the day. And then I was like, yeah, you're kind of right. You know what I mean? Like he kind of gets a pass. She's like a little mad at him, but then she's like, oh, I love you. And then like it's like, he still fuck like how could you trust him? It's like one night out. His one night out, he fucks like this old fucking woman that comes in the bar.
Slinging the crystal behind his
just
back
saying,
and all that stuff. Come on, he can have anybody he wants. You know. Sometimes
you feel like I think you're blind to the shit that was happening back then. That's the way I felt when my wife made that point, and I was like, you know what, you got a point. You got a fair point. You know what I mean? They just that chick had been fine to him all movie, and just for some guy from gentleman's bet, he's gonna go fuck this old person. So I don't know, but. Just saying, it's kind of like the token thing of like they said in the 80s that the black person would die first, right? Traditionally, like in the movies. And that's true. Mm-hmm. Like Hollywood was secretly racist as fuck back then. There was like a movie called Remo Williams where they didn't even cast an Asian guy. Like they had this like kung fu master. They just put a white dude with like makeup to make him look like an Asian. I mean, it's hard to justify those things. Yeah, you know what I mean? When I look back, I go, I mean, I was a kid, so you're blind to all of it. But you look back on it, you go, damn, it's pretty fucked up. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't have hired an Asian guy. Anyway, folks, came for the FCS, stayed for the Remo Williams talk. What was his movie? The American Adventure, some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, next up, let's jump down to Murray State, the Racers, taking on Illinois State. Man, Illinois State's laying 19 points. It's a big number. Give me the points in the Racers. Illinois State season's kind of, I don't know. What are you doing here?
Doing a little quick look at Murray State. I mean, they're kind of all over the place. I think I'm going to take the points. This doesn't seem like a game that's really on Illinois State's radar. They got North Dakota on deck. I don't know. I don't think they're going to blow this team out. I'm going to take the points, but not a lot of. I won't be betting that one.
Yeah, it's tough. I think you give me the points. Jay Scott's with me. He says take the points. Shout out to Jay Scott. Shout out to the whole chat. Ron Lowney in here. Timothy Green. Moving along. Morgan State's at South Carolina State. Buddy Pugh. Look, I've been impressed with Morgan State when I watched them this year. I was talking to a few FCS guys. Some think like Morgan State's going to be like very good in the next couple of years. Just on the recruiting front and the in-house operation that's happening. So if you want to catch him, you catch him now. And Buddy Pugh is on his way out the door. I'm on team Buddy Pugh here. Nothing like sending a nice fuck you, on the way out, saying I'm a coaching legend. I mean, I really believe Morgan State's the better team, but I'm getting 7 points. Give me Buddy Pugh in the 7 at home. One of his final games. Shout out to this guy. I mean, Buddy Pugh. What has he been doing it? Let me double check this. I'm talking out of my ass a little bit.
Somewhere close to like 30 years, isn't it? It's like 20.
Yeah, 20 with something. The program. I know he left for like a little bit. He left for a little bit somewhere in the. He has been a part of this program though. He played for South Carolina State in 1971 and 1974. All right, he was an assistant. So he was a high school coach for 3 years. Then he becomes an assistant from 79 to 88. Then he goes back to high school for like another 8 years. And then he becomes he was an assistant at South Carolina, I think with Lou Holtz. And then he becomes South Carolina State's head coach. So all in all, he's been there 21 plus 9, 30. He's been there 34 years of his life with the South Carolina State Bulldogs. I can respect that. Give me Buddy Pugh in the points. What are you doing here, Mike?
Honestly, I was kind of prepared to fade South Carolina State in the spot coming off the big Howard win. However, looking at it, you said it. This is his final home game, so I can't really fade that action. I mean, they got to get up for coaching this one too. So Morgan State, they might still win this one, but 7 points is a little too much for a team that plays a lot of close games anyway. So I am going to take Buddy Pugh to get this one within 7, potentially live dog.
Oh yeah, let's go, folks. Before we get to the next game, I want to tell you that the FCS college football experience is brought to you by Bet365. Yes. Bet365 is the world's favorite sports book, trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. Props, sides, totals, live betting. Bet365 has you covered. And if you like boosts, you're going to love Bet365's like a 30% profit boost on your NFL same game parlay. Plus, they even have an early payout offer if your team goes up 17 points. Sign up today and choose between 2 bonus offers, either a $1,000 first bet safety net or bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. Problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, college football. Simply pick high or low on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. I can tell you right now, folks. I got this loaded right now. Let's talk about. I mean, this is FBS for this, but they're asking if JJ McCarthy. I really believe, like, yes, they're paying us to say this ad, but I actually really co-sign this product. You can't find a lot of props out there when it comes to college football, college basketball and stuff. You can find like NFL and NBA and stuff, but my heart's in college sports. JJ McCarthy over, 1.5 passing touchdowns. And by the way, they have like everything. They have how much rushing yards JJ McCarthy will have. 13.5 higher or lower. All you do is pick the higher, the lower. You could parlay that with another one. It's absolutely fantastic to me. And by the way, I'll say he rushes for more than 13.5 yards because I think Penn State's defense is decent. I think McCarthy's wheels can play a role extending a couple plays, getting a first down. I'll take the over on 13.5 rushing yards in State College tomorrow. They have a bunch of them though. I mean, that's just the first game I picked. There's other games. It's all out there. Go check it out, folks. So watch along, make picks, and maybe make a little extra cash on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right. We are back on the FCS College Football Experience as we continue to go through all the fun here. And what do we got next? We got this one, Stonehill. The Skyhawks. All right. Can the Skyhawks get it done?
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
As they head to Pittsburgh to take on the Duquesne Dukes. Duquesne's laying 17. It's a big number to lay with Duquesne, but they clinch if they win this. I'm laying the 17 with the Dukes. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm also going to lay the 17 with the Dukes. They need the game, and Stonehill, they've been all right in spots this year, but they're not a great team. So Duquesne really playing with the motivation. They win this, they clinch, right? So I think you got to go that way. Yeah, I'm going to lay the 17 as well. Yeah,
they win the NEC if they win this. Brown is heading to Columbia. Brown. I feel like Brown should just fuck this team up, but I mean, Columbia is a 1-point favorite. Does this line stink to high hell or what?
It definitely does.
I guess Columbia did win last year. All right. I'm doing it. I don't care. Give me the Brown Bears on the road. They're going to go into Bob Kraft Stadium. All right. Might even get a hand job too. Who knows who's in those locker rooms? What are you doing here?
Yeah, man, I was just doing a quick little search here to see if Mr. Jake Wilcox, the quarterback for Brown, is hurt or if there's any injuries. I'm not seeing anything. So yeah, I'm right with you. I'm gonna lock this up too. Much better team. I'm gonna give them the lock. Let's go Brown.
Double lock for the Brown Bears. Next up, we move along. We got a good one here. Fordham heading to Lafayette. If Lafayette wins, I mean, Lafayette's 2 wins away from clinching, but now there's no room for error after they lost last week, and because Holy Cross actually not playing a conference game this week. All the pressure is on the Leopards. They're a team that's not used to having this much pressure. So when I see Lafayette laying 13 against Fordham. I'm locking up Fordham. Fordham's got, look, I don't know if you watched them, but as the season's gone along, I feel like they've gotten better. CJ Montez is a very good quarterback. What are you doing here with this game?
Jay Scott's killing me in the chat. That merchandise you're asking about, that's outside. That's not in the 80s living room in there. But I don't do my own decorating. I got a girl for that. Don't worry. Yeah, CJ Montez, his stats are outrageous. 2,500 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now I know it's like a system offense there with Fordham, but that's still insane. And then they back that up with 1,000-yard rusher in Lockridge. So this team's nasty. I know Lafayette, they're having a great season. I've been pulling for the Leopards all year. The luster kind of broke off of them last week, and I think it's going to break off again this week. I'm also locking Fordham outright. Let's go.
Double lock on the Fordham Rams. Moving along, Davidson, the red hot Davidson Wildcats. They are laying 18.5 points on the road at Morehead State. Gosh, I hate laying a big number with a triple option team, but I'm laying it. What are you doing here?
You know what? I think I'm just going to take Morehead. I'm not going to be betting this game personally, but Davidson just got to be asleep at the wheel at this point. They haven't played anybody in weeks, and they don't play anybody to finish the season because Dayton sucks too. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Morehead State, but not betting that one. Not
one of your favorite plays of the day. No. Well, VMI is traveling to Furman. Furman is laying 31.5 points. The Paladins, I mean, I guess theoretically they have to finish. Wait, because I thought they have only one game. Yeah, no, they have two. All right, they win this, they officially clinch, I think, right? Because they could still lose both of these, and I want to say Chattanooga could still get there, but their remaining opponents are VMI and Wofford. They should be good, but they still have something to play for here. But I'll still take VMI in the points. I think Danny Rocco's got VMI ahead of schedule with the Keydets. What are you doing here?
Checking real quick. I think they might have clinched, right? Because they beat Chattanooga, who already has 2 losses. They've beaten Mercer, who already has 2 losses.
but 2 losses is enough to still win. Because Furman has
none in conference.
Oh, you're right. I thought they had one in conference. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Danny Rocco in the points here. I think Furman obviously wins, but I don't know what they're playing for really here in this game. So give me the points.
You're right. I was taking the points anyway, so I'll just stay with it. Lehigh, Colgate doing battle. The Raiders coming off that gigantic win against Lafayette. Colgate's laying 9. It's too much. Lehigh covers this one. Colgate's been drinking all week, partying. Give me the Mountain Hawks on the road to cover the 9. What are you doing here?
Yeah, man, I'm going to switch back to Crest as well. Lehigh's actually been a little scrappy here lately. Pushed Holy Cross, was it, to the wire last week? So they're getting a little better with Kevin Cahill at the helm there as head coach. So I'm going to take the 9 points here easily and say Lehigh possibly live dog as well.
Yeah. Western Illinois heading to Indiana State. Someone jumped in the chat yesterday talking about this game, saying we must lay the points with the Sycamores. I think they're right. I'm laying the 9 points, flat 9. Lay it in Terry Holt. What are you doing here?
Battle of 0-9, huh? And somebody's that dude.
Confident. Indiana State was supposed to be good this year. We knew Western Illinois was going to be ass.
Yeah, I mean, I picked them to finish ahead of my Penguins. So yeah, I'm disappointed in this Sycamore team. But yeah, I agree. I'm not confident. I'm not betting this game, but I am going to lay the 9 in the battle of the 0-9. So let's go Sycamores, get it done.
Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable to think that we'd be laying 9. Alabama A&M's heading to Bethune-Cookman. Alabama A&M is laying 9.5 points here. Bethune covered for me last week. It stops this week. Give me A&M minus the points. What are you doing here?
You know what? I'm going to take Bethune-Cookman. They've, been scrappy at times. They've hung in some games. I don't think they're the pile of ass that I thought they were going to be. So A&M, they haven't done anything to show me they can lay 9.5 on the road and cover that number. I'm going to take Bethune-Cookman in this spot.
My Georgetown Hoyas are getting 5.5 points at Bucknell. Fuck out of here with this Bucknell nonsense. The Hoyas are going in there. Just take care of the ball, Noop. Take care of the ball. We're good. Give me the Hoyas to get it done on the road. Laying that number, or no, they were catching that number. Yeah, catching 5.5. Let's go. Sprinkle that money line. What are you doing here?
You know, you're probably on the right side of this one, but I feel like Georgetown, that's your team, and I've been a Bucknell Bison supporter all year for some fucking reason that I really don't know. But I will say this quarterback here, Ralph Rucker, for Bucknell,
Dog.
numbers,
Dog.
man. 1,900 yards, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go against you. I'm gonna take Bucknell against your Hoyas.
All right. Live at, you're just burning money. Penn, Harvard. This game goes back to like fucking, I don't know, dinosaurs. All right. This one going on in Boston there. Harvard is laying 6.5 points. It's too many. Penn's defense keeps them in games. Harvard probably wins by 3, by 4, by 1, or maybe Penn wins outright. Give me the points. What are you doing?
Yeah, I still believe in this Penn team. I still think they're one of the more talented teams in this conference. Harvard's been shutting me up all year, and I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. I'm jumping off here. I'm going to call for Penn to definitely cover this number. I think they're definitely a live dog. So give me Penn.
Delaware is heading to Bowie's Creek, North Carolina, to take on the Campbells. Delaware's only laying 4.5. It's a wake-up call. Delaware rolls against my guy Mike Minter. What are you doing here?
Yeah, loving the Campbells all year, but this isn't a good number for them. I think they're going to lose by double digits. So I am also going to lock up the Blue Hens. Wake-up call last week. Here we go. Bounce back.
Double lock with the Hens. Fighting Blue Hens. Rich Gannon's alma mater. Next up, William and Mary is traveling down to Hampton to take on the Pirates. William and Mary's laying 11. I don't like laying a double digits with William and Mary this year, but I will in this instance. I'll lay the 11. Don't feel great about it. What are you doing here?
You know what, man? I think William and Mary, their season's kind of effectively over. Hampton's on a 2-game win streak against, North Carolina, A&T, and Maine. Nothing special, but catching 11 at home. I think this program's got a little more to play for this year because William and Mary's about packed in. So I'm going to take the 11 points.
North Carolina A&T is traveling up to Rhode Island, take on Kasim Hill and the Rams. The Rams are laying 14.5 points. That's too many points. Whenever they're a heavy favorite, they never cover. I've learned that now about the Rams. As much as I want to go like this and say, I do believe they'll win. But I got to take the 14.5 and Vincent Brown. Another thing is he's going back. He's a former New England Patriot. He knows what it takes to go up there and win in the cold. What are you doing here?
Here comes a little bit of parity. Finally, I'm gonna jump on. I'm not scared of the hook. I'm gonna lay it with Rhode Island. Reason being, this is Kasim Hill's final home game. Finally, after like 15 years of college football, he's gonna be hanging it up here. So final home game in Rhode Island. I'm gonna lay those points. Let's go Rams.
Fair point. Good point there. Albany is laying 20.5 as they take on the Sea Wolves of Stony Brook.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Give me the 20.5. 20.5 it is. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think that's the way to bet this game. I mean, Albany, obviously the better team. I'm all about Big Papa Poff, but this is the game before the Monmouth game to end the season. This is a tricky spot, coming off the William and Mary win. So Albany, they got a lot of pressure on their backs. I think they win this game, but that's a few too many points for me. I'm going to take the points with the Seawolves.
Towson is heading to Philadelphia to take on Villanova. Villanova's laying 10.5 points. I kind of think Villanova is actually really good. I'm going to lay the 10.5, even though Towson been a little bit better than what we thought, but I'll lay the 10.5. What are you doing here?
This one's kind of tough because, I mean, you are talking about a Towson team that's taking down William and Mary, New Hampshire on the road. They've been kind of road warriors this year. But like you said, Villanova, really good team, going to be a playoff team as far as I could see. But
playing for first place. They're playing for first place.
The week before the Delaware game too. I think this game maybe
it is a look ahead.
I'm gonna take the points, man. I'm not super confident. I'm taking them.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's just going to be wrong. Eddie George and Tennessee State are heading to Eastern Illinois. EIU is laying 4. EIU has been winning, but they've been winning close. 4 is like 28. I feel like when you're talking EIU. I'll still lay the 4. What are you doing here?
Whew, that's a really tough one because Tennessee State really let me down last week. So you almost feel like it's a bounce back, but EIU at home, I think I gotta lay the 4. I'm not super comfortable in that big of a number with them, but yeah, give me Eastern Illinois. I'm gonna lay it.
The Hatters of Stetson are heading up to cold Indiana to take on the Valparaiso Crusaders. The Crusaders are laying 6 points. Ugh. Give me Stetson. Give me Stetson. I don't care if it's cold. Valpo's ass. What are you doing here?
Valpo is ass, but I got this rule, man. I don't really bet Florida teams when they leave the state of Florida, and I sure as shit don't bet Florida teams when they go that far north in cold weather. There's no way. So I don't really like laying 6 with Valpo, but I think the spot Stetson, it's going to be cold. I got to lay it.
Marist is heading to Dayton. I've been to the stadium to take on the Flyers. Dayton's getting 4. So Marist laying 4 on the road. Whew. I can't take Dayton right now. I'm laying the 4. What are you doing here?
Yeah, there's really no way you could take Dayton right now. They've looked so terrible. If they're going to get up for one final game, it'll be the Davidson game, not this one. So I'm going to lay the 4 with Marist as well, as much as I don't want to do that.
We got a rivalry game going on in the Dakotas. We had the Dakota Marker game last week. Now we get North Dakota traveling to South Dakota. They're in Vermilion. This game's intriguing, and I see right now, surprisingly, North Dakota a road favorite by 1 point. No. I think South Dakota's better team. They're at home. They get it done here. Give me the Coyotes getting the point. Don't even take the point. Just play the money line. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a North Dakota team that since playing North Dakota State, they won that game, obviously blew them out, but then they got housed by Northern Iowa, 27-0, barely beat that terrible Sycamore Indiana State team we talked about, beat them by 3 in overtime, and then 14-point win over Murray State, not really impressive, and that game, I believe, was a little closer than even that 14 points for quite a while. So just going off of what's going on here, yeah, I'm going to lock up the Coyotes. They're the better team. Give me South Dakota.
Ooh, locking it. All right. Yes, I like this. Golf Goes Guru. Deep sea diving with the Coyotes of South Dakota. At home in Vermilion. Moving along. Actually, before we move along to the next game, I want to tell you that the FCS college football experience is brought to you by Game Time. Thinking about going to the Brawl of the Wild or some of these other great games we get, Delaware, Villanova. We just have so many great college football rivals. Maybe you want to go to Harvard, Yale. We got it all. All right. And so does Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be that stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater that is near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll be having at that very event. And forget planning months in advance. What's that ever done for anybody? Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. So snag the tickets without the stress, people, with the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Once again, create that account, redeeming code CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, we are back on the college football experience. The FCS college football experience, as we got a few more games for us to cover. East Tennessee State is heading into Cullowhee, North Carolina. The Weehawk Minute begins now because our Catamounts are laying 19 points. Look, I know we love our people there in Cullowhee, North Carolina, but this is too many points right now. This team hasn't looked the part the past 3 weeks, so I am actually going to lock up ETSU plus 19. Western Carolina is going to win the game, but ETSU covers. Let's go. What are you doing here?
This ETSU team sucks, man. I Western Carolina, I don't know if Desmond Reed's back yet. I don't know the deal with that. Can't get Weehawk in here for a Weehawk Minute. We need him. I need the intel. Looks like his little brother's been playing, though. I think that is his brother. So interesting there. I'm going to lay the 19 points. I'm not quite going to lock it up. This team needs some style points, man. We're at home. Let's get it done. I'm sticking with our boys, the Catamounts. Let's go. Weehawk, take him off the moonshine mailing list. He's out.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I still said they'd win. Cornell is heading to fucking Dartmouth there. Memorial Field in Hanover, New Hampshire. I saw it snowed there today, and Coach Watch, Scotty Walkenham, former Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year, he's been on the show, and I saw him do something that Buddy Tevens, rest in peace to Buddy Tevens, the coach that was essentially killed in an accident this offseason. He believes in his culture that when it snowed, you go out there, you shovel that D at the 50-yard line. The rest of the field can have snow, but you show that D off to school pride. You know what I mean? Show that D off. And they did it to honor him today. Rest in peace to Coach Tevens. There's something magical about Dartmouth. Jamison Wang's been on the fade train. I know it's a big number. This was a 4-point game, but Cornell won it last year. Revenge is on the mind. Dartmouth is laying 10.5. I can't lay the 10.5, but they are winning this game. Give me Cornell plus the 10.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I was prepared. You had me all hyped up. I didn't know the number. I was ready to jump all over Dartmouth, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and take the 10.5 with Wang standing on the D there in the middle field. Let's go. Give me Cornell in the 10.
Yeah, you got Wang on the D. Yeah, I mean, Wofford and the Citadel. Do we have to watch? I actually love these schools, but just this year's been bad. Wofford is laying 1.5 on the road, and I actually think it's the right side. Sean Watson gets his first win of the season with the Terriers. Lay the 1.5. What are you doing here?
Man, I feel like almost obligated to watch this 0-9 matchup. We got 2 0-9 matchups going on this week. It's a special week of college football. Yeah, I think Wofford's been a lot more competitive so far. Definitely not lock worthy or anything like that, but I think I got to lay the 1.5 with Wofford as well.
Presbyterian, the Blue Hose, are heading to Des Moines to take on Drake. Drake is laying 23.5 points. Drake's kind of been fired, but I think it's still too many points. Give me the Blue Hose to cover it. Drake wins by, I don't know, 21, 17, something like that. What are you doing here? Gulf Coast Guru.
Yeah, I think that's too many points as well, especially with Drake looking ahead to this Butler game coming up. So Presbyterian kind of catch him in a good spot. Blue Hose been a little feisty here and there this year. I'll take the points as well.
The Elon Phoenix. Will the Phoenix rise to the occasion as they're battling for first place? This is a huge game in the CAA as they travel down to Claiborne Robbins Stadium, Claiborne Robbins Stadium there in Richmond, Virginia. A season ago, this was a classic. I actually watched this game a year ago. Elon won 30-27 in a very good football game down in North Carolina. This one's in Richmond. Revenge on the mind. Both teams with only one conference loss. Gigantic game here. Elon is laying 1 on the road. I do think Elon's the better team. Question is can they get up 2 weeks in a row? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say Matthew Downing is the difference. The former TCU Horned Frog. Lay the 1 on the road. What are you doing here?
Here's the deal for me, man. It's all the spots are kind of lining up. You got Elon on a back-to-back road trip coming off a major win over Delaware. Meanwhile, Richmond last week, hanging out on a bye week. Gotta kind of like that. I am gonna lock up the Spiders' perfect spot. Give me Richmond.
Well, it looks like it's time to do this. It's been fun. It's been fun laughing, telling jokes, talking about Remo Williams, but we got a lock battle. Ooh, we got a lock battle. Give me Elon on the road against Richmond. Gulf Coast Guru side with the Spiders. Dundee riding with Phoenix. The Elon Phoenix. That's an exciting game. Cannot wait for that one. Utah Tech's heading to Tennessee to take on Austin P. AP is laying 23 points. No, it's too many. Give me Utah Tech at the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I agree, man. Too many points in Austin P. Looking ahead to that battle for the conference with Central Arkansas a week from now. That game's going to be fire. This game, I'm going to take the points with Utah Tech. I think it's a little look ahead. Also, you want to put what do you want to put? Maybe a shot on that Elon Richmond? We haven't had a true lock battle yet.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that.
All right.
Do that. A little shot on air. The Bryant Bulldogs are headed to the penitentiary, to Lindenwood, to take on Jay Scott's son and the Lions. Looking for a deep dive on why we should take Lindenwood, Jay Scott, because Bryant is a 5-point favorite. Bryant looked pretty good last week despite losing to Gardner Webb in overtime by 1. Now, Lindenwood did cover for us. This is at Hunter Stadium there in St. Charles, Missouri. I want to get to a game at some point. 5 points. Jay Scott's my guy. Give me the 5. Fuck you, Bryant. All right. You think you're just going to come out? You think you're just going to come out to St. Charles and get a dub? Not going to happen. What are you doing here?
Man, there he is. He's coming in there. He's saying they're covering. So that's a little bit more reason. The reason I was going to give, I haven't hit a Lindenwood bet, I don't think, all year, whether I bet for or against the penitentiary. So not necessarily my favorite team gambling wise, but Bryant's coming off of that overtime battle with Gardner Webb a week ago, got their hearts broken at home. So maybe this is a little bit of a sleepy spot on the road after that game. I'm also going to take the 5 points with Lindenwood. Jay Scott, I'm in your corner, even though you're making fun of my decor.
You know the difference. His name is Jared Rhodes. All right. Jared Rhodes, 33 yards rushing last week. Get the guy the ball more. Get him the ball more. All right. Against Tennessee State, he scored. And he'll do it again this weekend. Let's go. Fuck, man. I feel like locking that one. I feel like betting that one. Bryant just thinks they're going to go cross country. Get that dub.
Fuck Bryant. Let's lock it.
I know. Let's go. Let's go.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you.
Give me the Lindenwood Lions. This is the game. They win it on the money line. Fuck all this spread stuff. They win it on the money line. Let's go. Gardner Webb, Tennessee Tech. You know, I saw GBO Farms in the chat. He is a Tennessee Tech fan. He says he's going to go to the game this weekend. Gardner Webb is laying 7 points. I kind of think Gardner Webb's a much better team. I'm going to lay the 7. Sorry, GBO Farms. I didn't look. I'm with Jay Scott. Taking Lindenwood on the money line. I can't get crazy with every fan of ours, you know, but I feel like maybe they cover, but because Gardner Webb plays close games, but I think Gardner Webb knows that they can still make the FCS playoffs. Lay the 7. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, Gardner Webb got to get every game done here because they're kind of locked up with SEMO and Tennessee Martin, but Tennessee Martin, they hold the tiebreaker. Correct. So, yeah, I mean, they need every game from start to finish here. Ending out the season, Tennessee Tech coming off that overtime loss against UT Martin. I think I also have to lay the points with Gardner Webb on the road here. It seems like a better spot for them.
Alabama State is laying 18 points at Mississippi Valley State. Lock it up. Is that too many? I feel like they're going to win by 3 touchdowns. Alabama State's good. I don't give a shit. I'm locking it. Let's go Hornets. Let's go Hornets. They're going to go take on Jerry Rice's alma mater. Get it done. What are you doing here?
Yeah, there's not many situations you can take the Delta Devils in anymore. I tried to get cute with them against Bethune-Cookman last week. Bit me straight on the ass. Alabama
trying
State.
to warn you.
Yeah, I think they're. I thought they were a top 4 team on paper, in the SWAC going into this season, and I think they're right in that mix, top 4, top 5. Still, they look good, so I'm not going to lock it up because I don't know if I trust them on the road entirely. But yeah, I'm going to lay the 18 as well.
Tarleton State is heading to Abilene, Texas. Abilene Christian's laying 1. Ugh, it's a hard game to. I think Tarleton's better though. I feel like Tarleton's been better this year. Give me Tarleton on the road, but that's a rivalry game. Could go anyway. Don't bet that game. What are you doing here?
I mean, this Tarleton team, I like them in the preseason. I like this program. I like that they came up. I think they have FBS potential. I mean, you look at what they've done this year. They played Southern Utah within a point, Eastern Kentucky within a touchdown. They beat Central Arkansas at home. They the next week I faded them. I thought Stephen F. Austin was going to come up and beat them after a big win over Central Arkansas. No, they beat them by 42 points. Wrong team favorite here. I'm also going to take Tarleton to get this one done.
Yeah, I think it's a wise play. Idaho heads to Ogden, Utah to take on Weber State. Weber's had just a crazy year this year. They're not normal Weber. Idaho's laying 6.5. I thought this might be more. I still can't take Weber. I'll lay the 6.5 with Idaho because Giovanni McCoy is a baller. What are you doing here?
It's not a dome out there in Ogden,
That's true.
is it?
That's true. Can we do a weather check?
Yeah, that's what I would like to know. Let me see if I could see something. 45 degrees come game time, and I don't think Idaho's really looking ahead to the Idaho State matchup. We're going a lot of road here, but I'm going to lay the points as well.
Yeah, I think we gotta. Northern Colorado's heading to that walk-up Sky Dome bullshit in Flagstaff. Northern Arizona's laying 8. I'll lay the 8. I feel like they're better than Northern Colorado. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to lay the 8 as well. Northern Colorado is kind of a team sitting in the auto fade bucket for me, so not a ton of confidence. I won't be betting this one, but I'm going to lay the 8 with NAU.
Eastern Washington heading to Bozeman to take on Montana State. Montana State, Burl of the Wild on deck. Montana State laying 20 points. Might even be 20.5 by the time this thing comes out. Give me Eastern Washington. It's a good look ahead spot. Montana State wins, but they're gonna be focusing on next week. E-Dub covers. What are you doing here?
I agree with you. It's a look ahead spot to the Brawl of the Wild for sure. And then E-Dub, they're also, I mean, there's a couple things I know about E-Dub as a program that are kind of tried and true. One of them, they play good on the Inferno turf, I think we call it, whatever, the home field. They play good there, and they play good in big games. I mean, they're a proud program. So I'm going to take the 20 as well. I'm almost tempted to lock it. I think it's a really good spot for Eastern Washington here.
Yeah. I just can't. If they were just a little bit better, I think I would lock it this year. But SEMO, coming off that surprising loss to Robert Morris, heads to Commerce, Texas to take on Texas A&M Commerce. SEMO's laying 15.5. I hate laying a big number with this team because I feel like they play down to their competition. However, I will lay it. What are you doing here?
Wait. SEMO or SELA?
No, SEMO.
SEMO's got UT Martin, right?
Oh shit! I'm misreading this.
Yeah, I think you looked at SELA.
Yeah, I'm sorry. SELA. I'm sorry. I misread the spreadsheet here. SELA is catching 15.5. Or sorry, laying 15.5 at Commerce. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points with Commerce. SELA, they've been on a little bit of a roll, woke up a little bit, but 15.5 on the road. Nah, I don't think they're having that kind of season. So I'm going to take the points with Commerce.
Moving along, we got Southern Utah. Stephen F. Austin's laying 7.5. What are you doing here?
I'm going to say the wrong team is possibly favored here. I'm going to take Southern Utah and I'm going to lock it up. Give me them points. Live.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll join. Double lock again. Great minds think alike, they say. Give me the Thunderbirds catching more than a touchdown. Let's go. UT Martin, Southeast Missouri State. Southeast Missouri State's hitting the road, laying 16 points. UT Martin got very fortunate to win. How the hell does this line make any sense?
There's got to be an injury or something I'm missing here.
Huh. This line makes no sense on the spreadsheet here. I wonder if they have this one confused with the. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Let's not handicap this game because I don't think this is accurate.
I think the Skyhawks were looking ahead to this game last week and being that and being an in-state battle against Tennessee Tech. That's why the score was what it was. I still think Skyhawks are a pretty good team. I'm going to say they win this game.
You know what I think it is?
3.
I think there's a decimal point that's supposed to be here. I think it's a 1.5 point spread.
Then for what? SEMO laying 1.5?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So folks, just to explain myself here, they send me a spreadsheet, almost like an Excel spreadsheet where they have all the numbers in and it changes all the time. Right now, when I see it, I see 4 people watching the same screen as me. Right. So I'm assuming maybe one of the people did not put a decimal point there, judging by the other lines that have decimal points there, because they all the numbers have decimal points. I'm assuming that's what happened there. UT Martin's going to win though. They're better. What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Skyhawks.
Then we move down the ranks here. Cal Poly heading to Sac State. Sac State laying 33.5. To give you an idea of what I see, folks, to try give you full transparency. I see 33.7. So what I've been told is you round down. If it's at 7, that means it's going to be a half. If it's at 8, that means it's going to be at 34. That's the numbers that I'm reading here. And that's why I think they're wrong with the decimal point there. 33.5 for Sac State against Cal Poly. It's too many points. Give me Cal Poly. It's a rivalry game. Give me the points and the Mustangs. What are you doing here?
You know, Sac State's coming off of a pretty bad loss last week against Montana. Playing for a little bit of pride here. How do you bounce back better than beating up on a rival? And Cal Poly, they just give up points. I mean, they gave up 59 points.
That
to
defense is
State,
bad.
42 to Idaho, 48 to Eastern Washington. I'm laying the points here with Sac State.
Eastern Kentucky is heading to Central Arkansas. This game's fantastic. Central Arkansas is laying 11.5. No, give me the points. EKU always plays close games. Give me the points in the Colonels on the road. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Central Arkansas.
That's a lock. That's a lock. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
EKU plays every game close, so they'll find a way to make it close. They'll probably lose, but yeah. UC Davis heading to Pocatello, take on the Bengals. UC Davis. This is the Hawkins Bowl. Shout out to this game. Dan Hawkins, father versus son. Father's a 12.5 point favorite. You cannot do that. Wife's not going to give him anything if he doesn't go easy on his son. All right, this is protocol here. Even if he's up 14, he's going to let his son have a garbage touchdown. Give me the Bengals in the points because he's got to come home to wife, and wife will tell him to get the fuck out of the house. All right, if he puts it on his son. So, give me the points and the Bengals at home. You know what? That's not a crazy money line play. UC Davis's playoff hopes are done. Not a crazy money line play. What are you doing here?
Yeah, man. I mean, UC Davis, they've not looked good recently. I mean, they barely beat a Weber State team that's been struggling. They got blown out by Northern Arizona. They beat Portland State by 14, but I remember that game kind of being a little closer than that as it was going. So I definitely think the Bengals, they've been playing people closer than you would think. So I'm taking the points here. Too many points for Davis on the road.
Yeah, I think we're right here. You know what? I realized I don't have a line on Samford and Mercer, which I'm trying to double check. I do not see a line on that game at the moment. I wonder if that's injury related. Yeah, don't have a line on that one. So monitor that one Saturday morning when I go live. Hopefully we'll have a number on that and I can touch on that game. Prairie View is taking on Southern. That's another one I don't have a line on, do I? Why is that? Interesting. Stick around. We'll see if we can get those by Saturday morning because we do not have those lines right now. Houston Christians at McNeese. I do have a line on this one. McNeese is laying 6.5. I can't lay any points with McNeese, even though it's Houston Christian. I don't like betting this game, but give me Houston Christian in the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at an 0-8 McNeese team playing a 4-4 Houston Christian team. Now, I mean, I'm not going to look into the schedules of these two teams, but 6.5 points for McNeese. I'm not going to lay that against anybody. So yeah, give me Houston Christian.
Montana is at Portland State. Portland State is getting 1.5 points. So Montana only a 1.5 point favorite, showing they're giving respect to the Vikings here. Give me Montana, I guess then. What are you doing here?
This line, it definitely stinks. I mean, this is obviously a look ahead spot to the Brawl of the Wild. So, I get that, but 1.5, I got to lock it, man. Montana wins the game. So let's go.
Yeah, I'll lock it with you. Grizz, go Grizz. I've been up there to Missoula. This is in Portland, but I mean, I've been to Portland too, but not for a football game. Montana, their program's rolling right now. Let's go. Folks, I want to say that I also don't have a line. I know Lincoln, California, by the way, is at Florida A&M. That's going to be a bloodbath. There's no line on that because that's D2 against FCS, or not even D2. I think it's NAIA. But there's also a couple other ones. St. Thomas and San Diego, I didn't have a line for. Same with Lamar and Nicholls State.
Oof, that's a big game too.
Yeah. So hopefully Saturday morning I will have those lines. I'm going to reach out to them right after the show and say, guys, you guys are, why are we dragging ass on these lines? Maybe there's some injury related news. I don't know. Also remember there's a Sunday game, Alcorn State, Texas Southern. That's another one I'll keep an eye on. That's on ESPN Plus at the Shell Energy Stadium there. Don't have a line on that right now, so I can't talk about that one. But
you got anything on NC Central and Howard or Southern Illinois and North Dakota State?
Yeah, they don't even have the Southern Illinois game. That's fucking insane. This is the only week. This is the only week I've ever seen this. Hold on, let me just double check. Make sure it's not on me. All right. No, I don't see I see North Dakota, South Dakota. Why is that? Is the question.
You wanna pick a winner in those two? Those are two pretty big games. You want to at least pick winners?
Yeah, I think I actually think North Dakota State's going to get it done. Something about Southern Illinois right now, they've been losing games left and right. Seemed like North Dakota State after that beatdown gets up, gets it going, tries to make a push for the FCS playoffs. I also like North Carolina Central to put it on Howard. How about yourself?
I agree with you. With North Dakota State, it feels like an Alabama situation where you never really believe that they're not going to make the playoff or make an appearance up in a big game. So I think North Dakota State gets it done over the Salukis as well. North Carolina Central, I say they're going to win it with Davius Richard. I think they're going to get it done. I think Howard, for once, though, is going to play up to some competition, show up for a game coming off that loss to Buddy Pugh in South Carolina State. So give me NC Central to win. Howard keeps it close.
Folks, what a great card. Saturday morning. I go live every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific. 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. I will have those lines. I'll figure out a way because I don't know why. I would actually love to know. I know sometimes it's injury related. Sometimes it's it's a player sitting out, something like that. Maybe that's the reason here, but I do not have those lines. And yeah. All right. Until next time, folks, this is the FCS College Football Experience. Make sure you give Mike a follow, Gulf Coast Guru. He is on Twitter at GCG_wins. Give him a follow. I'm on Twitter at @TheColbyD. The FCS College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Essentially, you can also just type in sg.pn/FCS. Also, please, if you can go over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. That would be fantastic for us. It helps us. So please do that. Sponsors always look at that. They say, hey, there's fan engagement. Let's give them some money. And boom, that's how the world works. What else? Check out the College Football Experience for all the FBS content. Also the College Basketball Experience. I'll be back live in about 2 hours. So check that out. And also make sure to check out the Sports Gambling Podcast live from Las Vegas every Friday night on VSiN, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. I'll also be on VSiN later tonight talking college football and FCS and perhaps the CFL, the road to the Grey Cup, and some NFL maybe. Who knows? Check it all out, folks, and check out everything else. Until next time, this is the FCS College Football Experience. Shout out to the chat and everyone there. See ya. In a few hours. This is the FCS College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.